and welcome to our Cucina Rustica. My name is Pino di Cerbo. Here's my mom, Filomena.
Filomena di Cerbo.
There it is. And grab yourself a loaf of Italian bread because this next recipe, you're going to need to eat this whole loaf of bread with it. Mom, tell them what we're making.
Fettina alla pizzaiolo.
Beautiful. You're going to love it. Watch how fast this comes together and watch how delicious it is. So for this recipe, these are the ingredients you're going to need. Veal Scallopini. Make sure it's veal Scallopini. Because it's the most tenderest and the most delicious piece of the veal. So make sure it's veal scallopini. I'll show you what we need to do with that before we put it into our sauce. The other ingredients you're going to need is onions, celery, garlic, plum tomatoes. This recipe can only be done in the summer because you want summer tomatoes. They're not the same as the winter tomatoes. Okay, go to your local market, or your local grocery store, make sure they're locally grown tomatoes. These are just from our backyard, so props to my father once again for these beautiful tomatoes. Plum tomatoes. We need dry oregano, salt, oil, and these beautiful little cherry peppers. They're absolutely fantastic. They're tangy because they're in a marinade, and they're nice and spicy. That's going to make this dish out of this world. Let's start making our tomato sauce that we're actually going to poach these veals in. So that's what the Pizzaiolo is. It's a fresh tomato sauce with summer fresh tomatoes, and the veal is actually poached inside the tomato sauce. The pan is hot. We got a big pan. Yep. Make sure you have a lid for that. Olive oil, Ma, you say when? I remember as a kid, used to make this at least twice a week. It was one of my absolute favorites because kids love veal and it's just so delicious and fresh. It comes together easy. Okay, we got our onions and our celery. Give that a toss. For the full list of ingredients, visit the website, pinodicerbo.com. Okay, onions and celery in. We're going to add salt because this way the salt starts drawing out some of that moisture. And we're going to add
black peppers.
Because?
Because it's really good.
And ci vuole un po' di sale e pepe. Salt and pepper and everything. How's that, Mom?
Good.
Okay. So that's going to take 3 to 4 minutes to start softening our onions and our celery. After 3 or 4 minutes, we're going to add our garlic. Okay, everything's nice and soft. We're going to add our garlic. Ready? All I did is I got some garlic and I sliced it nice and thin because I like big pieces of garlic in this recipe. And our beautiful cherry peppers, what I've done here is I just cut them in half, took off the top, took off the seeds, diced them up, and we're going to add those in there. As soon as that hits the pan, you start smelling that little bit of heat in the air and a little bit of that vinegar. It smells so good. Yeah. Okay, what else, Mom? Oh, our tomatoes. So these are our tomatoes that we all chopped up. Let's add them all in here. Okay. And we're going to add our basil to this as well. We're just going to roughly chop this and put it all in there. What else, Mom? Oh, oregano. How much?
Okay.
That's good, the oregano?
Yeah.
And then when you do oregano, do one of those. It always comes out a little bit better. It starts making it more fragrant. And a little bit more salt. And that helps draw out the moisture out of those beautiful tomatoes. And that alone looks gorgeous. Look at that color on those tomatoes with that basil inside of there. Fantastic. This needs to simmer for about 7 minutes. And then after we'll add our veal. So while that's simmering away, I'm going to show you what we need to do to the veals. Alright, here is our beautiful piece of veal scallopini. It's pretty big when we cut it. What we need to do is just to tenderize it a little bit and make it more consistent, thin it out. So we put a piece of plastic wrap on the board. So I have a cutting board and I have a towel underneath, so when I bang it, it doesn't make too much noise. And I put it on my counter, and with a meat mallet, we're just going to pan it out a little bit, not too much. Oh yeah, with the paper on it, it's a good idea. So this way it doesn't make a mess and splatters the pan. Is that good, Mom? Both sides are wet. Perfect. And it is a little bit big, so we're also going to cut it in half. And so we like to cut it a little bit on an angle, and this way you get that beautiful piece of veal. And we're ready to go. We're going to put it inside of our sauce. There we go. And that's all it takes. So our veal is inside of our sauce. Okay. Alright, let's get the rest of our veals. Now we're going to put 4 big veals, so that's about 8 halves inside of there. Mom, you make room and put them all in there.
Yeah.
Okay, looks good?
Okay.
Alright. This one here. And while they're cooking, they're going to shrink a little bit, so don't worry if they're overlapping. Just make sure they all touch a little bit of that pan. Okay. Alright, one more, Mom.
That's it.
Perfect. And then we have this extra basil, so put it in there. Alright, so we're going to put this on a gentle simmer covered
Yeah.
for how long? 20 minutes?
10 minutes.
20 minutes, and halfway through we're going to turn the veals and give it a nice little shake up, okay? Let it simmer, 20 minutes. So our veals have been slowly simmering for 20 minutes covered on the stove. We've uncovered it and slowly simmered it for another 5. This way it removes a little bit of that excess water. It's done. It's gorgeous. It smells fantastic in
Wanna
here.
try?
It's, oh, come on, do I ever want to try? Of course I do. Come on, you know me. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. A little bit of that sauce on top. Beautiful, beautiful. Some some basil. I love basil on top. And of course, can I ask some more sauce? Come on, lots, lots. Don't be, you tell me all the time, don't be cheap.
Lady Sarah John, we have a lot of sauce.
And here you have it, folks, a beautiful piece of veal scallopini. And of course, that wonderful bread that we took. Let's try this.
Dalla nostra cucina rustica, buon appetito.
Mmm.